All right. Here we are. What's going on, Molina Mike? How's it going, man?
We made it a little later than normal, but we made it, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. You're all frozen up though on my screen. I can't really see you that well.
Are
We're
you?
dogging it. We're dogging it already.
That's a great transition to showcase and put the new name of the show on center stage, man. Dogging it
Hold
with
on. Let
Joey
me
Ryan.
let me turn you off and turn you back on real quick. Stand by. No, you still frozen for me, man. Oh, he's coming back in. Okay. So yeah. So Mike and I have been talking and talking about doing a little current events show, doing it live, getting some good guests on here and talking pool. So that's what we're working on. I think I got Mike back. Yeah, Mike, I just told people what we were trying to get into, man.
All right, sweet. Yeah, man. I don't know. My internet's pretty good, but we'll
You're,
see what happens. We're gonna
you're
just
dogging it.
we're gonna just roll with it. Yeah, we're definitely dogging it to go and start off the new gig. So, but it's cool, man. I'm excited. It's the beginning of trying to do some more live interviews with the two of us, and you just got back in town, and they're literally back home for like less than an hour or two, right?
Yeah, man, I was in Texas, a couple hours from you. We almost met up, but then I got an early flight back home and I said, let's get this interview done. And, what I want people to expect is us just kind of popping on here. It could be 10 minutes, could be 30 minutes, could be an hour, whatever. As we get these guests, we're just going to come on and we're going to do it. We're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and bring in I would say one special guest and then, you know, you know,
Yeah.
let's bring him on. People will see. You know. Hey,
Awesome.
hey,
Hey, we got April Larson and we have Dominic Dunn.
oh
How's it
god.
going, guys?
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's going good.
Uh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Am I
So,
the special guest? That's what I want to know.
what do you
Sure.
think, Mike? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Listen, whatever makes you feel good. I got like 18 messages from Dom like leading up to this thing. So I'm anxious to go and promote what you guys are doing. Get him out of my hair. Well, I don't really got any hair, but get him out of my hat, um but more importantly, just talk about what you got going on down there in Florida. I know you've been working your ass off and um bringing in April and bringing in the Europeans recently. Got a tournament going on, so yeah, man, we're excited to go and talk with you a little bit about everything you got working out over there.
Yeah, we're excited too. We got obviously April's here at the Dunsky Dungeon in Orlando, Florida. We got some action matches coming up this weekend. We also had some fun planned. We went to Disney today, as I got my little, I don't know if y'all could see it, but I got a little Disney sweater on. Just wanted to look fresh for you, Mike.
How old are
Nice.
you, dude, going to Disneyland? That's what I want to know. How
Dude,
old are you?
was it not
Yeah.
amazing?
It was probably the best day of my life, if I'm being honest.
Really? Was that
It was
Wow.
pretty fun.
Who's a good host?
I mean,
I'm
it
just
was
saying, if
ever.
if you're taking April to Disney, I better get taken to the moon whenever I go to Florida.
Hawaii?
That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
No,
for sure.
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
Mike,
like the bar is high now, buddy. The
I
bar is
took
high.
the Europeans to Ruth Chris, took April to Disney and a baller Italian
You take
restaurant.
me
When
in
you
some
get here,
busted steakhouse in the middle of bumfuck wherever that tournament or that tournament was at. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
either
Hey,
way,
we got
we had some fun planned as well, and get some action going. We are excited. I'm gonna play her tomorrow, uh, which I'm stone cold stealing that match.
can I bet on this?
Please open it up.
Normally,
Make the window open, huh? Make the window open, buddy.
normally the window is open when we bet. We usually try to take on the entire world, whoever wants to bet. But this match, we filled up real quick, real quick, real quick. So we're not going to take any more side bets on this match specifically. But following that, we got a good doubles match with Jeannie and Sonia and Jen and April. And Jeannie and Sonia are couples. They play real well together. They mesh well. And
Scotch.
Scotch doubles 9-ball. Jeannie is Florida's #1 player, so we're really excited to have April in that mix to play her because Jeannie plays jam up, man.
Yeah, she does. I'm excited to see how. I don't think if we've ever played, it was probably on a bar box in Vegas, but I honestly don't recall the time that we've played. If it was forever ago. So I'm excited to see how we how we match up.
Hey, so April, I got a question for you. The only time that I've ever played you was on a bar box in Vegas. You probably don't remember. It was one game and you beat me. If you're anything like me, you don't remember the people you beat. You only remember who you lost to. But we were playing your team and we had a great conversation afterwards. And I was just a huge fan of yours from
Oh,
that moment on. And we've been kind of connected online and stuff since then.
yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, so I've been kind of watching your journey and I've seen you do things, get healthy, and now you're getting back into pool. So what
Mhm.
kind of spurred this decision to really kind of recommit yourself to the sport?
Well, so yeah, I took all of COVID off and worked and went to school and focused really on. I expedited all of that so that maybe when all of that ended, which I mean, we all didn't know, I would probably pick up the queue again. And it wasn't until I got the invite to the World Pool Championships in London that I was, you don't turn that down. I never in a million years expected that email ever. And I got the email and I looked at my parents and I was like, I think this is it. I'm like, I think this is where I dive back in and give it everything I have, because this is my last year of college, and Emily Frazier's getting all the women involved, and
Mhm.
it was now or never type of a moment, because nobody really knows, how long this will last. We don't know if women's events are to come. We don't know what's to come. But clearly it's heading in the right direction for us. So I wanted to hop on that train as fast as I could.
So you told us about when you got the message, but like what was the emotion that was running through your body? Like I can imagine excitement, maybe some fear. Like tell us what that moment was like.
So I was at work. I was at the apartment building as a concierge, and you kind of have to be professional on the job. And I asked my boss, I was like, hey, I need to go somewhere, like alone, very quiet, and just like have an hour to cry. Like that's just to cry, and then I'll be good. Because I I couldn't believe it. I literally called my mom, my dad. I called everybody. I was like, this is why I played pool. This was like the moment it all led up to, and that was like kind of the moment where I was like, it paid off. Like she saw it, she invited me, and I was speechless, kind of how I am today. I can't believe it actually happened.
That's awesome. And when you got over there and started competing, like I just can't imagine, I've been a decent player, but nothing, never played in the world championship for sure. But I just imagine myself if I were to play in a world championship just being a wreck. What was it like being there and being on the tables?
Well, I think it helped that I was kind of an underdog. Like, I don't think anybody was like, April, yeah, she's gonna snap this off. I really don't think that was the case. So I kind of went in and I drew Chris Melling first. So in my head, I was like, awesome. Yeah,
Shortstop,
we're just throwing into the dogs here. Okay. All right, let's
walk
go.
in the park.
So, yeah, I was honestly a lot more calm than I anticipated being, because up in the stands looking down, you're like, oh no, like you don't want to walk down there. You're like, I really don't want to be down there alone. Like, don't leave me there. And then when I walked down there, it was just like, without the music, it was like a little nerve wracking. But once they turned on the soft music, I was like, you know what? You're here. You just flew X amount of hours. Just play pool. Like, you've done this for how long? Just do what you know how to do, and you'll be fine. So, and I
That's
was. I
awesome.
mean, it was a great match. So I had the time of my life.
That's awesome. Really happy for you.
Oh,
Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic to see that transition of making women more a part of the matchroom multi-sport. Um, uh, all the events they got going on. Is there any kind of pressure when it comes to kind of holding that women's flag going into it? Because there's not a lot of you guys out there.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, um, you like I said, we don't know where women is going to go from here, and if this is our only shot, I would. It was obviously in my head. I'm like, don't waste it. This is This is their time to shine, make a mark for women, make it, I mean, there were only, 2 or 3 of us at the World Championships, women from the United States. I think there were like 8 of us women in general in the whole 128 player field. So it's intimidating. I mean, just like anything in life, I mean, this is a male dominant sport. And if you're not there for a women's tournament, you're mixed in with the men, you're just kind of like, okay, bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but I mean, we're here, so let's go.
Do you think that the game of 9-ball lends itself to be more of an equalizer when it comes to genders?
Yeah. I think if we have, if we were to pick a game where we had, I don't want to say like the better chance, but I mean, if you look at bar box 9-ball, that's kind of really anybody's game because the 9 can go in pretty easily, or not easily, but more than you would expect on a 9-footer, if that makes sense, an unexpected time. And so when the 9 is slop, anything can happen. That's really all I can say. Anything can happen. So I really do think it neutralizes it a little bit. And I mean, we see, Kelly Fisher, Karen Corr beating some of the men in 9-ball. So it's really, I mean, I think that's a testament for itself.
Yeah, so. Karen took down Ko Pin-Yi in the height of Kobe and Co at the international. Kelly's a world champion and just a monster player. And I think the break really makes it just wide open. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You guys have a really good chance. There was some other news that came out just this past week. You're going to be waving the American flag for a warm-up match for Team USA. What was that notification like? What was that call like? And how excited are you?
It was kind of like yes, it's in stone. Because I mean, you never know until you know. You never know until the official email's out. You can always hope and pray. And I had a good feeling that it was going to happen because if Emily says something's going to happen, it happens. So it wasn't like I was doubting her at all. I just didn't want to, get ahead of myself. And then when I finally got that email saying like, let's book some flights, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. So again, kind of unreal. When you start playing pool and you watch the Moscone Cup, it's hard to believe that you would ever have a chance. I mean, just it's the honest truth. There are 5 players, and you got to be the best. And women never really were in the Moscone Cup except for, the first couple of years when I think
Allison was in there, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think Allison, Vivian, I think, and a couple other women. But since then, women hadn't been involved. So I've always just been like, I want to watch it live, and I finally got to watch it live a couple years ago. And then when she was talking about including women, I looked at my parents. I was like, am I dreaming? Like, is this an opportunity for me to like be involved in the biggest event for pool, or am I tripping? And they're like, no,
It really is. It really is. It's the crown jewel of the sport. And it's so, I mean, it's without a doubt the toughest event to go and get into, no matter which side you're on, unless your name is Shane Van Boning, right? Then you got a pass every year. Massive congratulations. That's just fantastic. Do you know what kind? I heard a little bit of the clip, but I was a little confused, and I was gonna message Emily. But do you know if it's gonna be you guys out there, just the women playing like singles and doubles, or is it gonna be a mix of you and the men going out there and playing some kind of format?
From my understanding of what I've heard, I watched the clip too, and what I understood is it's going to be us 2, so Jennifer and I with all of Team USA, and then Kelly and Christina with all of Team Europe. And I think what they're going to have is if we have a singles match, it's going to be against a girl. It's not like they're going to pit me up against, one of the European men.
Put you up against Kachi or something.
Right. That would pretty horrifying, to be honest. But so I would be playing, Kelly or Christina, and then Jennifer, I would assume, would play the other. So I think that's going to happen. And then there's going to be, I mean, I think it's only one day event. So this is just what I'm assuming is going to happen. I'm assuming we're going to have 2 or 3, maybe even 4 doubles matches, and they're all going to be mixed doubles. So it'll be like one woman, 1 male, just to try to get everybody warmed up on the Mosconi Cup team for the actual Mosconi Cup.
Awesome. Well, oh, sorry, Mike. No, I was just going to say, I want to thank everybody for joining. Do us a favor, hit that share button and make sure we get more people in here. We're talking with April Larson and Dominic Dunn. There's a lot of great comments in there already, mostly dogging on Dominic about his sweater and what he's wearing. They're like, it's way too early for crappy Christmas sweater, but you know, hey.
Is this jersey not? Look at this.
I
Look at the back.
One.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing you didn't. I'm glad you saved your money.
This thing was $75. This is fashion.
Yeah, they saw you coming a mile away, my man. Let me tell you, if it's $75, they saw you.
So April, before we get to why you're in Florida and what's going on, I'm curious because we started talking about Allison and some of and Kelly and some other players. Do you have any like the ladies from maybe the generation before you that you kind of modeled your game after or looked up to?
Oh, absolutely. I would have to say Allison Fisher had a huge impact on who I am as a person and a player. She took me under her wing not only as she flew me out to her home and let me train with her, and I still look back at those videos, and if I'm ever something just doesn't seem right, I look back at those videos and see the basics that I need to change or need to tighten up on, because she's very much a simplistic player. If you ever watch her play, nothing changes. She does the same thing every shot, and it's incredible to watch. So yeah, she did shape me as a player and as a person. I mean, I call her like my pool mom, because she's always had the best in mind for me, and she's always looked out for me, done everything she can to get me where I am. So I mean, if any shout outs go, it's to her. She's really an amazing person.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the story that somebody told about Buddy Hall, where when he was like the top dog out there, somebody went and watched him play, and they're like, he's not that good. He never makes a hard shot, because every ball he just played simple and got perfect shape, and just like that.
Yeah,
make it look easy.
Yeah. So, April, you recently, I think, got affiliated with a room in Texas. Is that right? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I just moved a week ago to Lewisville, Texas, to be the female house pro at Sticks and Stones with Chris Reinhold. So I am beyond stoked to not live in the negative 40-degree weather for the winter. It is.
Listen, Dallas can be brutal too.
Yeah.
I mean, relatively speaking, because I'm in South Texas, so when I go to Dallas, it's really tough. But I imagine if you're from up north like you are, it'll be a walk in the park. But the ice in Dallas.
Yeah, if it ever ices over, I have the excuse not to drive. Minnesota, it's not an excuse. It's like, get your shovel, you're okay. You're in Texas, everything shuts down. So I'm chilling with that. I'm really chilling with that. But yeah, I'm really excited to. I've always wanted. Chris has been my best friend since we were 15. So I've always wanted an excuse to live close to him, hang out with him as much as possible. And it finally, Sticks and Stones made it happen. It's a wonderful pool hall. They have 5, 6, 9-foot tables, and they're all diamonds. And then they have really 7 footers, all diamonds as well. And it's very clean. It is extremely clean, which is important to me because a lot of pool halls in this country are not as clean as other sports,
like the dungeon. Just say it. It's okay. Just say it. Just say it. She was hinting it. I was just helping her, bring it out. She didn't want to say it because you're sitting right there, my man. That's what it was.
But this place is still.
As she's saying it, she's looking over like.
No.
Well, I have to say that I think that says a lot about Sticks and Stones, the two people that they chose to represent their pool room, not just on the table but off the table. You know, Chris is one of my favorite players. Just the way he handles himself. I commentated the match where he played Danny Olson, and
Okay.
nothing went right for him for 3 days, and he just handled it with so much class.
Yeah.
I remember even the Facebook post that he made afterwards was all about the stuff that he was going to work on, you know,
Mhm.
from that match, and I'm like, you know, that's the sign of somebody who's really going to improve. And really, it's no surprise that he's getting sponsorship, and you know, he's getting chosen for Mosconi Cup. He's just a player that just, you know, digs deep and continues to work on his game and just handles himself with the utmost class. And I think you're the same way. So I'm really happy for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. I think we can. I mean, I know I'm for sure going to learn from him. You know, it's crazy that we became friends and we had the same goals, and now he's on the actual Mosconi Cup, and it's crazy to think I can learn so much from my best friend. It's really cool. And now it's possible because we live together and see each other every day. So
So, I mean, I guess the next logical question is, what are you doing sitting next to this guy? What are you doing in the dungeon? How did this happen? How did it? I
That's what
want to
I'm
know the
saying.
phone call that made this thing happen.
well, I was North Carolina, yeah.
Yeah.
After North Carolina, because I met you there,
Right. Right.
And after North Carolina, is it Aiken,
Aiken, whatever
okay.
that place.
Oh, that's South Carolina.
Middle
Yeah.
nowhere.
Okay.
Sorry, South Carolina.
Middle of nowhere.
Middle
Where
nowhere.
we never want to go back.
See, this explains a lot, though. She didn't know him very well. This has only been like a month or two ago, right?
Just wait. Just wait.
Listen, Mike, tell me I'm wrong. I mean, listen, a lot of crazy things can happen when you're stuck in Aiken.
Oh, listen, please. There ain't nothing to do. Go
Nothing.
play pool.
Nothing.
Yeah.
If somebody offers
Yeah.
you, hey, you want to come to Orlando, Florida, and vacation for a week? Of course, you just say, I took advantage of a vulnerable moment. You know?
One of our mutual friends, Brenna, is it Polad? That's how you say your last name?
I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name.
I don't think she knows how to pronounce her last name.
For sure.
But
Quaker.
Brenna, yeah, Brenna's fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Wichita Falls.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's close. We're close now. And yeah, we all started talking, and this kind of popped up because he had planned the European players coming to stay here for a couple days, and he mentioned it to me. He's like, why don't you come? And I was like, okay. And then he's like, no, like, why don't you come? And I was like, I don't have an answer for you as to why I couldn't come. So
If you reply to one message, let me tell you, if you reply to one message,
You're in the
he's like that. If you go to someone's house, right, and they got a little chihuahua that'll just like right at your ankle, you know what I mean, like over and over. That's
Mike, you know what's funny?
What's that?
Fun fact about April, she doesn't check her PM messages. She just refuses. She just doesn't. So if you see her private messenger app, everybody is on unread except for me, and it was the one that she should have left unread.
no.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of dogging it, huh? Speaking of dogging it.
But Roy, Brenna, and I, we all collaborated on the PIA match, you know, with trying to, you know, bring into like just expose women's pool more, you know, female pool. And there's just so much talent within the United States that we just don't display it as far as females go. And obviously Roy's a big influencer of the game, and Brenna has a huge heart and is a huge fan of April, and they're getting extremely close as well. So we wound up staking her in the match, and that didn't go in our favor, but we learned a lot of good things. Maybe Magic Rack's not for us, maybe.
Perhaps.
Just perhaps.
Yeah.
But we learned a lot, and we wanted to bring her down here to play Jeannie, and that's going to happen. But along with playing the #1 female player in Florida, which that'll happen, we'll talk more about it. Me and Mike had discussed a lot of things with different players, with him taking me under his wing and just kind of like showing me the ropes of the industry and introducing me to players. We learned, and I learned personally, he already knows this, but traveling costs a ton of money for these players. And a lot of players don't get paid cash for their sponsorship. And whatever product they do get and sell, the money goes real quick. So if April was to make a big presence in 2022, it's going to take some funds. And I figured, if anything, having Mike as a friend and Joey Ryan and all these big platforms like Roy that we know, we could use it to some benefit and try to help people who are genuine. And April's a very genuine, good human being. And for lack of better words, or, there's not a lot of good human beings, you know what I mean? Like that are just out there in the world that are just pure genuine. And she's one of them. So we wound up printing a whole bunch of flyer or pictures and cue balls and 8 balls, and she signed them. And here's some that we're shipping out. I think this is Rax. This is Mike's. So, and people just, and
maybe I'll get it in 2023 if Dom's in charge.
I'm in charge of shipping them, so Mike's never getting his. I told him, I said, hey, Mike, do you want to help her out, man? Listen, it's $25 a piece. He's like, of course I'll help her. I said, all right, cool, man. He's like, all right, take it off my tab and pay her. I said, are you serious, dude?
Wow.
Like, seriously?
If y'all saw the tab, wait a minute, don't all me. If you saw the tab, that thing is like, it's year round that Dom's in the negative to me. So like, I gotta figure out some kind of way to have him like work it off, man. But this is a lot. I love busting your chops online, but a lot of people don't know is what a big heart you got and what you're willing to go and do for people. And like I said, I'm not gonna miss an opportunity for a good joke, but I'm also not gonna miss an opportunity to show you love and give you props where it's due. You and Brenda meeting up and Aiken and it may not have gone the way that we all intended to on some levels, but I think on other levels, it was a home run, at least from my standpoint. I think you guys would agree. Speaking of sponsors, though, I want to give a shout out to my man and one of April's sponsors. And of course, Dom had to get a shirt after him not having any Jam Up apparel. But Damien from Jam Up Apparel, I know me and Joey just bought a 1PKT, but I got a lot of love for Damien. He's helped me out a lot. I know he helps out a lot of players. And April, just talk about your relationship with him, with Jam Up Apparel and Damien, and what they've done for your career.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have the 5 shirts I wear at every event, and I constantly get compliments on it from other girls, from even fans. They're like, we love that it's not just a black shirt with patches. They're like, there's design. It looks it is super comfy. I'm one to be super picky when it comes to being comfortable when I'm playing, because who doesn't like being comfortable when they're playing,
But you get style with the comfortability. That's exactly the thing with Damon.
Exactly. Yeah. And he lets me be very open with like my designs, like I gave them color schemes and like ideas, and they came up with these hats based off of, what I enjoy. And I absolutely fell in love with these hats. They give me so many opportunities to just grow and in directions I didn't think I would want to and or would like to. And now I'm like, hey, we have shirts and leggings now on the website. So I encourage all the females out there to go check them out. I'm getting my set of all of them because it just launched recently. So I'm getting that set soon. They just make it fun. They make it fun. They always have my back. I mean, like you just said, anything you need, they got you. So I don't think I'll ever go with a different clothing company ever. They treat me like a gem, how they treat everybody,
Yeah, I think you should start playing some One Pocket. There's another company out there. No, I'm just kidding. But in all honesty, there's people out there. We mentioned Dom before, and we give Dom a hard time, but Mike's right about his heart, and the fact that when he gets excited about something and helping somebody. I remember talking to him. I was out on my patio and he's telling me about the Europeans coming through, and he's just got so much excitement radiating off of him. really to help them, you know, to just figure out a way to get them some money because they had a like $2,000 rental car, you know, and it was awesome. We had a great like 3 days, I think it was, Dom, 2 or 3 days
Yeah.
of doing their matches and everything. And I think that's really cool. And Damien's another one like that. He actually donated a couple shirts to us when we were streaming matches out in Vegas for us to give away, and I dogged it on that. I'm still I still have to get him the information. I got guys messaging me, but we're gonna get you them shirts if you guys are watching. But Damien's
job,
another
Joey.
one. You know, there's one of the reasons I started Pool Player Podcast was because there's so many good people in this industry, right? The industry gets a bad name, and I really think that we need to do more to promote those people that are really doing great things out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
1000% could not agree. It doesn't matter if they do things similar to you or not. Just I love working with like-minded people in the industry,
Right.
and people that just want to see good things. And Damien's one of them. He
Right.
just sent me a message saying that there's some new leggings coming out, the April Larson design that she's gonna get profits of. So that'll be good. And I'm sure it's gonna go and cost me a fortune because Tina's gonna go and order a ton. So I'm gonna be busted here pretty soon. Because she loves leggings.
April is all about the leggings. That's all she wears. That's it. No jeans, nothing, just leggings.
I told you, comfort. I mean, why would you ever wear jeans that are like cutting off circulation when you could wear leggings?
Yeah.
And you know, April, you look great in a hat. You know, there's not a lot of ladies that can pull off the hat like you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. So yeah. So I think that's a good look. So Dom, I have like all these flyers of stuff you got going on, man.
Well,
Let's talk about them. Let's see what's going on. I'm just gonna pop up a flyer and you talk about it. Okay. Here's the first one. Bar Box Bonanza. Tell us about it.
All right. So Jen and I, a few years ago, Florida Pool is Florida Pool. It's hit or miss. There's a bunch of people doing tournaments, and a lot of people tend to rob the pot, for lack of better words. I mean, they just rob the players. Jen is a little bit more financially stable than me, a lot more. So she has a very good creative mind, and we wanted to do something for the players. So we just throw these like tournaments where we don't take money from the players, and we just have a party. So we have a lot of connections in the industry, and we get a lot of views and likes, and we can produce a lot of numbers for the sponsors. So there's a give and take, which we'll talk about that. But this one is a 96-player bar box event. We don't touch the Calcutta money, which the players love. So we'll get like 7,000 to 10,000 to Calcutta on this amateur event. Be like hit or miss. Anybody can win. It'd be a coin flip. That's awesome. 2-day event. It's going to be played on 9-foot diamonds at Rax. Rax, which is owned by Pedro Bada, is one of my close friends.
Man.
Pedro,
I'm gonna go to Florida just to go visit Pedro. That's why I want to go to Florida, man.
And not Dom. I dare you.
No, for sure.
We have no idea. They have talked about it. I don't even want to.
He would be on tilt if I show up one day, and if I do show up, I'm just gonna be there at the bar hanging out with Pedro, and then you're just gonna walk in and see me there. And I want to and I'm gonna be live too, just so I can go and see the look on your face whenever that happens.
I will lose, dude. Don't do that. We're not gonna do that right now.
Sure.
We're not doing this right now. We're trying to
just one day. One day.
I already have anxiety. You're getting me mad. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But Mez is the title sponsor. Kaz with Mez, Q's, True. They did it all for us. So like they donated a lot and made it happen to where we can do this. It's a big production. Banners. We pay a photographer to be there. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into it. Maybe not the average tournament does. We'll give away a few $1,000s in product to all the players. We just give it away and get exposure to the sponsors and all that good stuff. It's just a good time, man. It's a party. It's not a tournament, and there's a lot of people involved. There's another one. I think we're doing the ladies event, right?
Is that this one? Yeah, there we go.
Skip that one. Don't
that one.
Don't release that. That's a secret.
Oh, well.
You sent it. What do you mean? You sent it.
You're supposed to go in.
Dude?
There we go.
Wow.
Okay.
So this is what
I didn't get the list.
You can see all the sponsors at the bottom, but this one's pretty special. So this one is the other one's a 96 player and it has 1,500 added. This one is only 28 players and it's going to have 1,500 added. They're actually both up to 1,800. So we see a lot of women's events that I don't know. We just need to display the women better, and we got some sponsors that added some money and made it happen. Clinkers donated a fat chunk. Jameson Daniels donated a lot of money. Rax donated cash, and we just put it in the pot. We don't touch it, and we let the ladies play for it. The payouts are going to be the highest ladies payout event that we've had in years. We're excited about it.
That's awesome.
It's going to be super cool. We got Jeannie there. We have Michelle Monk. Jen's going to play. There's just a lot of talent. Kaylee McIntosh is going to play.
She's awesome.
Just some really good, talented women, and I'm missing a lot. But
Tom, that's super cool. $1,000 for first place. I mean, when I used to compete on tours, the open side would be like $2,000 first place, and then the ladies side would be like $600 first place. For the biggest ones. So this is really great. They're going to be able to make some significant money here when they win it.
Yeah. Jen is all about like making it happen. She does a lot of the numbers and all that stuff to make it happen. Like she's played in enough women's events, and she's the brains behind everything.
The other day, Joey calls me and we're game planning about stuff, including this interview. And he's there, and I was like, "Yeah, man, congratulations! You just snapped off a tournament in Arizona." And Joey hadn't played in forever, and he's sitting there, and he busts out this bankroll, and this bankroll is about that big, right?
I still have it.
And I'm like, what do you got there, man? And he's like, "Oh, it's probably at least 300 or 400." And then he starts counting, and he's like, "No, wait a minute, that's not. Wait a minute, no." And it was like 2 something. But I was
300. It's 300.
He threw an extra 100 in there. That's what he did for the end.
Hey, I beat your boy De Leon, though. I beat your boy De Leon in the finals.
You beat Nick?
Yeah, twice. I beat Nick twice. Okay.
Nick, what do you got to say about that?
I came with it. No, it's one of those things. In April, I'd really like to hear April's take on this because I didn't play in a couple months. Didn't even hit a ball. And sometimes I feel like when I come off a layoff, it's true, Mike. When I come off a layoff, it's like I'm more hungry. And I forgot about the bad habits that I had picked up, and I just get back to the basics, make the ball, play shape, just be simple. Do you feel that way sometimes when you come off a layoff?
Absolutely. There are some times where I go to a tournament not expecting to even win a match because I'm like, I'm sure everyone thinks I should do decent, but I haven't touched a ball in a really long time, and then I'll go and play out of my mind, and I'm like, awesome, yeah, sure. Great. That's what needed to happen. So thanks for doing that. But,
awesome. Yeah.
What was that? Joey, hit that flyer I told you to get out of there.
Oh.
Nope.
This one.
Yeah. So I wanted to mention about this one. So you see Molina Mike do the auctions online for the big pro events. Me and Mike talked about doing some things with this, and another way to give some more exposure to the women is raise some more money for them to play for. So what me and Mike decided to do was he gave me the blessing to steal his swag on this one and do an online Calcutta for the ladies. So that'll go live as the flyer states November 19th. You'll be able to bid on all the players. The women will have the option to buy half themselves, but we're going to do the auction online and have access to anybody to bid on the players and hopefully raise more of a pot than it would be locally. And we're excited about this. This is the first time it's done. So on our end. So we're excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mike will have to edit the post every 5 minutes. He's going to be on.
I'm actually looking at the names now. I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to bid on.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
He basically tells me something that I can't say no to because then I look like the biggest jerk on the planet. And then as he's telling me this, my feed comes on and there's the flyer. So it's already public. So now I can't go and say anything about it. But no, I'm glad to go and help out any way I can. And I think we're gonna be Dom moves.
I move.
He moves like, good.
How do you get these sponsors involved? You just don't give them an option.
Yeah.
Moves like a ghost. Moves like a ghost.
For sure. Yes. Hey, but speaking of matching up, April. So what do you got coming up? I know you got a busy week, including some. We ain't worried about you playing down tomorrow and killing him. What else you got coming up as far as who you're gonna be? Yeah, I know, buddy. Remind me about it.
Who I'm playing this week, or who I'm playing okay. So this week I'm for sure playing a singles against Jeannie, and then I'll be playing doubles with Jen and myself against Jeannie and Sonia. And I believe
Monday we'll go to Racks and play all the locals.
okay, that's what I
And
thought.
y'all are gambling, right? Y'all are gonna be. I mean, not the match with Dom, but
No, we're just gonna bet on dinner with us. But she's not winning that. But
Good move, Dom. Good move.
Yeah. It's Friday. We've got the doubles.
as Jen swipes the card, watch him.
Right.
Watch him. Watch him. Just watch him. Just wait. Just wait.
I can see. Hey, I can see it now. April, if she wins the match, she's going to McDonald's, right? And if Dom wins the match, it's Roots Chris, right?
Everybody knows my favorite restaurant. Everybody.
Waffle House. Waffle House. If I win, we are going straight to Waffle House.
I like it. I like it.
But so Friday night at 9:00, we're gonna do the doubles match. They're gonna be playing for 1,000, and it'll be a race to 9, I believe, 9-ball doubles scotch. And then Saturday is going to be the big match. We're taking all the bets. So if you want to bet on Jeannie, she's the favorite for sure in the match. It's her home state. She plays Jam Up. April plays Jam Up. I'm going to take all the bets y'all want on April. And so online, let me know, PM me. But that's going to be a race to 15. Depending on if it gets a little higher, we're at a pretty high amount already. So if it gets a little higher, we might extend the race to 21 possibly. But
you might want to figure that out before you go and get people locked in on money, because
Well,
the race is gonna matter, dude. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if it's under the impression it's one number and then you go and change that number, that may go and affect, them wanting to go and fire.
Stop. Your bet's a lock. It doesn't matter.
Listen.
So that's
Saturday
night, and you're gonna stream it. You just don't know it yet. We're gonna talk about that later. We'll figure this out again, April. Just don't ever give them an option.
Just say it.
It's public information now.
You see how he brings this up as we're live right now. So what am I gonna do, right? If I don't show up,
dude, listen. I want to give a special. Y'all give glory to other people and stuff, but listen, y'all countlessly say yes to anything, and I appreciate that. They just said yes to streaming this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so kind.
They're very, very generous, right?
Yes.
They're
Thank you.
Very good people. Joey right now is figuring out how to spin this to his wife and his kids that he's going to miss soccer to stream this match.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't miss soccer.
He's not missing soccer.
Good thing Mike knows how to do it, because he did it while we were in Vegas. I had to leave for a soccer tournament for 4 days, and Mike held it down.
You want to talk about moving like a ghost? Joey just brings it on me that he ain't even getting out of town. He's getting out of the state.
Joey, this is how good I move. Listen, Mike gets these cues in, and he sends me a picture and says, "Man, check out these cues I just got."
I don't even send you a picture. I post the video.
He posted a video, and I call him, and I'm mad at this moment because, Joey, let me tell you something. You might be cool with Mike, and you might be friends with him, and you do your little sideways, I'm cool pose, but I'm in Mike's DM every night and every day. He knows my favorite color is blue, Joey. He knows I've been looking for an ebony cue with blue veneers for a long time. Yeah. He gets this, and I'm not his first call.
I'm supposed to know anyway. I'm supposed to know. Evidently.
I was so mad. So stretch this out, guys. And Mike, you could talk a little bit about the maker and all that good stuff. I just want to show y'all.
My buddy Kevin McLean out of Central Texas, Gold Rush Cues. He's making some good stuff, and we're doing a lot of business together. I got a few cues here, but yeah, no, Dom's telling like the positive side of the story.
No,
like he calls me and makes me feel like the worst friend on earth, and then he goes and brings up the cue, and I could have sold the cue like 18 times, and Dom's like, I need the cue, and the kind of friend I am, a few days later he's got the cue. So what are you gonna do?
Just came in today. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
super excited.
You're a lucky guy, my man.
Well, guys, I want to know how you guys feel about being on episode 1 of this new thing. I mean, we're going places with this. It's going to be big, and everybody will always be able to look back at episode 1 and say that was the one that kicked it all off. April Larson and Dominic Dunn. What do you guys think about that?
I'm excited for you guys. I think anytime you guys do a collaboration, it's successful and it's thought out, and neither one of you guys want to produce anything that's bad, ever. And Joey, you're a perfectionist, and Mike is Mike.
These are two people don't know, but these are two of my best friends, and as much as I love to be like at the helm of things that I do, I love being like pushed to go and be uncomfortable. But like in ways of progressing in life, and it doesn't matter what it is. And when it comes to like the media side of pool,
Right.
Dom and Joey have been like, you got to do this, you got to do that, and they've been on my ass about it over the last like 6 months. And
Facebook page. I mean, it
yeah,
was like
yeah,
crazy. The guy's got 5,000 friends, and I'm telling like people, hey, you got a friend, Molina Mike. They're like, oh, he's got too many friends. I can't.
He doesn't answer my
And I'm
ping.
like, dude, you need a page.
yeah.
So that's how
So-
Windows open. Like, I mean,
But
Yeah.
crazy.
to your
a lot
credit,
of
Mike didn't even know how to operate a cell phone until he met you. So now he's operating the screen.
oh man, we're
hey, I
growing.
gotta tell Dom, I gotta tell a funny story. You're gonna appreciate this one. You're really gonna like this one. Okay. We're in Vegas and I got my iPhone 12 Pro Max that we're streaming matches with, right? And we're getting a real clear picture. Everything's looking good. And I tell Mike, hey, I gotta leave. I gotta leave tomorrow to go to San Diego for a soccer tournament. Let's put your phone up and test it out, right? So Mike puts his iPhone like 5E or whatever.
It
puts
was
it
an
up
11.
there.
Relax. It was an 11. Okay, let's not.
This is an 11. His doesn't have 2 cameras. He
No,
had a
it
1
was-
camera. It was an 8. I know
So
what it
he-
was.
Yeah.
So he puts it up there and we're looking at it and we're just like you said, Dom, we're a little bit of perfectionists and we're looking at it and we're just like, not going to cut it. And he's like, man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was like, I think you need a new phone. And I was kind of halfway, like hoping he'd get it. But at the same time, like this dude ain't going out and buying a $1,000 phone, $1,300 phone.
He's very
Sure.
mid. He's
Sure enough, he disappears, right? Here he comes back with an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Okay.
Right.
That's how we stream the rest of the matches there in high quality. And I was like, nice. Okay. Great job, Mike. Well, the next week I get home
Don't
and
even
I
say
see
it. Don't
I see
even
an
say
article.
it.
I see an article that comes out that says, Apple released the iPhone 13 today. And so I send it to Mike. I'm like, dude, why would you buy an iPhone 12 Pro Max when the 13
Literally.
Pro Max came
Instant
out
tilt.
today? And he was like,
Instant tilt, dude. Yeah. I am like, listen.
I was like, who
if
does
it's not
that?
broke, don't fix it. If it's not broke, so like my phone was suitable up until that point, and then Joey goes live on his, and all of a sudden I look like I'm doing like kindergarten stuff, and I'm like, well, that ain't gonna go and fly. And I don't keep up with like what's gonna be released here or there. That's not me, man, at all.
Hey, Apple,
So,
the whole
literally
company,
a week later.
the whole company sold one iPhone 12 Pro Max that week.
right. And
It was the Molina Mike.
Dude, I will tell you this though. What you guys did at the World 10 Ball was industry changing. It was time consuming and it was not planned what you guys did, but you guys made that event happen. And I know it was countless hours, and shout out to your spouses as well, because they had to deal with that. And that's not easy. But shout out to everybody involved in what you guys did. You guys are always doing great things. One thing that I think is important that what I think other podcasts won't do, and because you see a lot of podcasts popping up out of nowhere now, like just out of the blue, they're just popping up now, right? But what y'all do that other people don't do is you'll ask the tough questions, and you won't shy away from it. And I think that's what separates you guys, and that's important. We want to know the juicy details. We want to know that stuff that maybe others won't ask, but you guys will, and I appreciate that personally.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Seriously. That means a lot, Tom.
You guys are going to be great. Because, just
I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry.
less Mike on the stream, and you're going to be listening. Joey.
No,
I'm
listen.
face. Look at this face. Look, Joey. If you want another,
I'm good at shave.
you want another guy
I'm
on
good
this. Listen, get Mike off the screen.
You talk too much, man. I told you talk too much, and this is what. Listen, I love it. Like I said earlier, I love working with like-minded people. I love working with people with good work ethic and hustle and passion and being ethical and all those things. So that's why, whether it's doing something with Joey or with Dom or whoever, and basically whoever rolls with Dom is rolling with me. So it doesn't matter what it is. And he's like that gnat, the barbecue, man. I just can't get rid of him. I've tried to, just, swat him away here or there. He sticks around. So
I was on a phone call, Joey, with Mike earlier, and we were cursing each other out. And April's like, who is he talking to? And I'm like, dude.
I had no idea. I was like,
yeah,
is this like a real conversation, or is this like
every day?
No, you should see it. Like we get, yeah. And then but the good thing is that we compartmentalize it, because As soon as it's done, it's over with. You know, Dom
People
may think I go and hold on to things for like days at
No,
a time.
listen, Joey, I don't
Here,
Hey,
let it
one of
stuff it.
hey, Dom, one of the first comments we had in here when they saw all of us together is they said, I guess that means that Mike accepted his friend request. Or,
You box me every week because we get a disagreement. Like, I didn't share his post and he gets mad and unfriended me. Like,
he texts
I
me.
was in the shower.
He's like, he's like Tina. It's like I can just get the message like first thing in the morning, and I'm just like this mother, you know, and I'm on tilt, you know.
hey,
So,
that's a nice phone, Mike. Let me see that again.
Wow,
it is, yeah, it's
What is that, a 12?
that's the new
Not a
not the
13,
it's
right?
not the latest. I can tell you that. All right, it ain't the.
man. You got
Hey,
But,
guys,
no.
we're gonna be streaming Friday the doubles match. We'll stream tomorrow my match, but that's not important. The important part is Friday, the doubles match. Saturday, the big match, which that'll be shared everywhere. It's gonna have a nice chunk of money on the line, and then the following weekend we got the big tournament. It's gonna be a lot of good action. Monday I'll probably throw some streams up on my personal page of April playing some nickel sets against the locals. If you guys want, listen. This is when we get April to be uncomfortable because she hates when I do this. But if you guys want to support April's 2022 dreams and make it a little bit easier for her to travel and compete, these things are super expensive. She's in school. We can help. $25 ain't going to make or break most of us. Picture, sign, personalized to you. A cue ball sign, personalized to you. We'll ship it to you. PM me, PM Mike, PM Joey. We'll get you a picture. Or if you just want to make a donation, whatever.
you got a PayPal or something, Dom?
If they're going to PayPal, they're going to PayPal you.
Cash App?
Got mine blocked.
Yeah.
I may be booted from PayPal.
You got like a Cash App
Allegedly.
or something?
Yeah, we
Allegedly.
Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. We got PayPal. We'll figure it out. But yeah, somebody sent $150 to us while we were doing this podcast. That's huge.
That's
That stuff is huge, man. Like that's an entry. You know what I mean, that's a hotel room. Like it's huge. She hates this, but it's important.
Yeah, no, and like he was saying earlier, you know, it's really expensive. You know, if you're traveling and you know, being one of the only girls in a male event, if all the other girls have roommates, sometimes you got a room by yourself, or even if it just works out where you need a room by yourself, that's an awful bill to pay when it comes out of your winnings. You know, you almost have to win some tournaments to just break even. So.
Oh gosh.
Dude, listen, you guys are hating on the sweater. Don't sleep on this sweater, guys.
Yeah. No, hey, look, we look at what we pay for just stuff that doesn't matter, right? Little stuff, you know, online subscriptions per month, whatever. We can support a great player and a great person like April. I'm all for that. I'm going to send you over a little donation for myself. So, but yeah, get in touch with Dom. If you're in the dungeon, I'm sure you know how to get in touch with him and hook her up, man. Let her get to some of these tournaments.
And thank you to everyone who already has. Like, it means a lot, truly.
One thing real quick before we go. So don't take it too seriously. It's your skills and your personality that got you there, and just enjoy it. You know, that's the main thing. Don't worry about worry about too much pressure. Just play game, man. It's just pool. You've done it your whole life, you know. So
have fun.
Massive congratulations, and just keep it going, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. And thanks so much for coming on and being a part of episode 1, guys. Yep. Appreciate it.
And Dom, don't call me. I'll call you, buddy.
Hey, just this is the type of industry that we're in sometimes. So April is a part of Peach Hour, obviously. Predator just sent a donation to us.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's
awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out to Predator. That's cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Joey. Hey, Joey, you look good, man. Mike, have a good day.
We'll see you.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you, guys.